Welcome back to Dragon Ball GT Anime Review Part 2B. This one covering the rest of the Baby Saga from episodes 26 to 40. Yep, this epic arc. I love this arc. This arc is so exciting watching this thing. The arc starts off pretty much with the first episode. First off, we have Vegeta getting attacked by Gohan. Not Gohan, Goten. Yep, Goten. Yeah, apparently Baby took over Goten and Gohan, so they have attacking Vegeta, and Baby takes over Vegeta. Of course, also Bula is told by Vegeta to go home. And plus, also Vegeta is basically defending his daughter from a couple boys who are interested in her. Bula is supposed to be, I think Bola is supposed to be about 14, 15 years old. I'd say. They don't really say how old she is. I mean, Pan is supposed to be 13, so she's roughly, I would think Bula is probably about 2 years older. They don't really say how old she is, so are they taking over? Meanwhile, though, Goku, Trunks, and Pan arrive back on Earth. They stop by Dende's lookout to drop off the Black Star Dragon Balls because they got them all. Hooray! Except that apparently Baby during this period of time took over the entire freaking planet, with the exception of one person. Actually, two people they didn't take over for. One other guy, there kind of is a reason, but there wasn't a really clear reason why he didn't take over. Yeah, apparently Baby planted eggs in like every single person on the planet, including Dende and Mr. Popo. So he hands out the Black Star Dragon Balls to him. Of course, Pan hands out to him, and they go. They're like, and then we see after they leave, he sees him smiles like, ooh, something says this is gonna happen. So they go home, and Trunks basically sees that his mother's been possessed. And of course, Pan goes home to see that her mother's acting different, along with her grandmother, and they end up running away. Of course, Trunks is later taken over by, revealed that apparently Baby did plant something inside Trunks, so he takes over Trunks. So, Goku, of course, basically is confronted by his possessed sons. Goten tries to attack him from behind, and he's like, I didn't raise my son to do that. Yep. And they fight briefly, and then Baby shows up in the body of Vegeta. Yep, possessing Vegeta. And then, of course, we have Goten, Trunks, and Gohan use their power to make Vegeta, well, more possessed by basically Baby. Make him look like Baby. Yep, and he's like this up until, like, the last episode, well, second last episode before he gets killed off. Don't worry, I'll get to that. So, Baby is like, he's had enough, so he launches a death bomb on Goku. But luckily enough, like, you think that it kills him, but nope, it really doesn't. Meanwhile, you're like, okay, where's Mr. Satan? He is hiding out in Majin Buu's belly. Yep. Oh yeah, and basically one of Majin Buu's eggs is inside of him, but it's doing absolutely nothing to him. So he ends up spitting the damn thing out. Oh yeah, and also it's revealed that Krillin, 18, and Marin got possessed. When the heck this happened is never really explained. They appear for like a couple episodes of arc. They do nothing. Yeah, they pretty much act like nothing's happened until basically they realize, oh yeah, they've been possessed somehow. And meanwhile, Goku had been snatched away by Capito Kai. Yep, Capito Kai. But the explosion basically launched him off to a different dimension, into Sarago's dimension, which is a gaming dimension. And the game looks a lot like Monopoly if it was done in space. Goku's here roughly for 2 episodes. Oh yeah, Zoro's actually cheating because apparently they're shapeshifters. And his son basically is posing as the dice. That's why Goku's been losing. Yep, apparently the K-Techers, you only hear him this one episode, and they hear, oh yeah, you have corrupted our game, we're going to destroy it. So they have to destroy it, look off Goku flies them out of there. Of course, before they got there, he tries to do when he started his fight with Baby, like before he gets hit by the death bomb, he tries to go Super Saiyan 3 on the damn on Baby, but it doesn't last too long because his power runs out. And eventually, Kabita Kai does find Goku, and the other two brings him to the Supreme Kai, the Kai's home world, the sacred world of the Kais, and basically Goku needs to train to get stronger. And first, you basically bring out this giant coffee machine to spin it around, and Goku's like, my tailbone is itching. The reason why he's doing this is so he can regrow his tail. Yep, and eventually you see like a little bit, like eventually stuff going on Earth. I'll get to what happens on Earth. So basically, they do it manually by using pliers. First, Goku basically pulls on the ground, pulls by a rock, and apparently they barely move an inch. So, like, okay, let's just do something different. Goku's like has a different idea. So he ties Okai to the rock. He's like, don't worry, you hold the pliers and pull on my tail and pull it out and pull it stretched out, and there's that. Don't worry, there was an explanation for this. Meanwhile, on Earth, apparently, Baby takes after he's apparently killed Goku, he takes the Black Star Dragon Balls, makes a wish on them to restore the Tuffa planet and put it in Earth's orbit. Okay. Yeah. Despite the fact this is Planet Vegeta, Tuffa planet. Apparently it was originally as plant, but it's Tuffa planet. So, and then he decides to have Bonebuilder's spaceship take a group of people to his world, a group of Tuffle Earthlings. Krillin apparently is part of the crowd, and of course, Majin Buu wants to go there, but he needs a disguise, so he basically makes his face handsome. And apparently Majin Buu being there apparently prevents Krillin from going there. Yeah. My guess is the reason why they did this for Krillin. Krillin, part of this episode, had not physically appeared in the series. I mean, I know this is Krillin because of the fact I know Krillin. Apparently his hair is got a little bit gray and he's grew a mustache, which, yeah, he kind of had this look at the end of Dragon Ball Z. This one looks a little bit older. Marin, of course, is, like, I'd say she's probably in her 20s, I'd say. I'd say early 20s, because I think before time skip, she was probably in her teens. Now she's probably in her 20s. Oh yeah, she looks a lot more like a mom now than she was when she was younger. So they get to the Earth, they get to the planet, and of course Pan runs into Mr. Satan. She of course gets absorbed into, well, she gets random chocolate inside Majin Buu's belly, along with Mr. Satan. Of course they get on board. They get to the planet, and Pan ends up briefly fighting Baby, and Gohan steps in and looks like he's about to kill her, and then he gets kicked in the face by somebody. Who is it, somebody? Ooh! Make his first appearance since the pilot episode. Yep, he's come in to start his fight with Baby, and it's not going to. It lasts for a pretty period of time. He gets knocked down, and then Majin Buu, the good Buu, is like because he finds out that basically it's because Oob is kind of part of him, so he basically has himself absorbed into Oob, become Majoob. And this is a good fight, lasts a good period of time. Then Goku shows up there, and then of course he sees Earth like the moon, and then he transforms into a giant, into a golden Ozaru. Yes, the one from actual legend. Though he goes on a rampage, ends up wrecking the place too. And then he sees Earth, and of course Pan kind of drinks back, and then he changes into this Super Saiyan 4, a concept people love about the series. Super Saiyan 4, Goku's hair is much more longer than usual. His skin is red tail. Yeah, people love this look because that's why I think people like a lot of things about GT. People love Super Saiyan 4. And he ends up starting fighting with, and this of course is also not only returned to Goku in his adult form, but also Sean Schemmel is back voicing the character for a few episodes. Don't worry, he does reprise the character for the rest of the arc when he pops up. Basically, from this point forward, up until the final episode of the series, he actually does play the character when he's in Super Saiyan 4, because as a kid, he voiced by the original kid actor. And he ends up fighting Baby for the remaining episodes. Eventually, he comes across Baby's tower. Bulma is there, and he is so angry at Baby for turning Bulma against him. He ends up basically beating the living crap out of him. And eventually, Baby leaves Vegeta's body after a long, grueling battle with him. Takes a spaceship and tries to go off of space. And then Goku, he used the Kamehameha Wave on him several times. Eventually, he used the Kamehameha Wave to pretty much eviscerate Baby along with his spaceship. And it's like, okay, if Vegeta's been freed, everything's all hunky-dory, and then all of a sudden, they get back to Earth, and because the Black Cloud Dragon wasn't out there, like, oh crap, the planet's gonna explode. And Pan figures out, though, yeah, we have 2 weeks. And of course, I also forgot to mention this. Kabito Kai, basically, what was his role in all this? Well, he was meant to simply do this. Basically, he went to Kami's lookout to get the sacred water. Though he tries to find it, eventually finds it, and he turns back Mr. Popo and Dende, and then he turns back Trunks, Gohan, and Goten, and these three work with Goku to basically restore his power so he can beat Baby. Basically, these three become the first to return back normal. Of course, Panda also spread out some pills to help out too, but I don't know if they actually worked or not. They don't really show up very much. Yeah, after the pills get knocked away, after like one instance, they never did it again. And of course, after Vegeta had been freed, like they go back to the lookout, and I should point out Vegeta's attire for this series. His attire is simply black boots, black pants, red tank top, and a black vest along with black gloves. Why in the world he stopped sporting his Saiyan look, I have no idea. Yeah, it's never really explained in the series of why he stopped, because I know in fact he got older. Oh yeah, time's a piece, so don't need wear up on the Saiyan attire. Despite the fact in Super he does wear the damn thing, though it's a slightly altered version of it. So he's shocked to hear that the planet's got 2 weeks left. So Trunks apparently restored contact with Planet Tuffle, and Bulma's like, "Hey, when can we go back home? Because we like to come home, please." And of course, also the reason why she's back normal because, well, Kabio Kai turns everybody back normal, basically via rainstorm. Not only on Earth, but also Planet Tuffle as well. So, and because Fidel and Chi-Chi are there too, and of course they tell everybody, "Oh yeah, the planet's gonna blow up in 2 weeks," and we'll basically use like Goku's interest. And of course, Vegeta comes up with the ingenious idea to save the planet, migrate the Planet Tuffle, but we need to use Goku's in transmission. Of course, Goku, I can't do this form, but Super Saiyan 4. And Vegeta's like, Super Saiyan 4. Knowing that later. And of course, we need spaceships. Of course, Capsule Corp's got spaceships. But they figured out, who's going to tell the public about the fact the planet's going to explode in 2 weeks? Why? Mr. Satan, of course. He also had, during the fight, when oh yeah, I forgot to mention with Baby. He apparently had himself turned into an Ozaru. Yeah, I forgot to mention this. He turned himself into Ozaru. That's when Goku was basically fighting in that form. And then he chopped up his tail, turned back normal, and of course, that's when he left his body and tried to vacate the planet before it was destroyed. So, yeah, I forgot to mention that. But Baby did, like, we got one last loose end. Destruction of the planet. Which, at this point, was the second time the planet was destroyed. This is before Super came out. So they figured though, okay, because they mentioned that Mr. Satan basically got people to make the spirit bomb to destroy the Eve Majin Buu. Do it again, and he does it for people. Does a really good job of it. And he says, "Oh yeah, we're gonna migrate this. You see a plane in the sky? We're going there." And of course, you see people wearing these various badges. And of course, Vegeta basically doesn't want to wear the badge because it looks silly on him. So pretty much everybody gets a chance to help out, and of course Kabito Kai helps out too, because Goku can't do this all by himself. So Goku transports people like Yajirobe and Korin, making their only appearances in the series. He apparently also transported the Pilaf Gate in their last appearance in the franchise up until Super. He also brought in, like, I think it was his old friend from Dragon Ball. He makes his return here. Yeah, and he also runs into Ader and Sinnoh from the original Dragon Ball series. First time he's run into him since Dragon Ball, which, with respect, it must have been about 20, 30 years since he last showed up in the village. Ader does actually look like he's aged a bit, despite the fact he's a robot. Sinnoh does look like she's aged. I'd say she's probably in her 30s or 40s, I'd say. I know exactly how old she is. And it's like, we'll time to catch up later. We can get the planet, of course. Everyone gets to the planet except these 4 people. Of course, Goku goes back and gets all 40 people. And of course, like, everybody's off the planet except for 2 people. A little boy acts up behind. Of course, Goku transfers back to Earth, and the boy gets saved by Piccolo, making his first appearance in this series. Why in the world are they waiting until the final episode, the baby arc, for him to make an appearance? No idea. What the heck he's been up to during the series, never explained. And apparently because he was kind of responsible for the creation of Black Hole Dragon Balls. So he decided to stay behind instead of transport with Goku and the little boy and the dog. And he ends up dying with the planet itself. And then, meanwhile, on New Namek, the current Elder Namekian uses their Dragon Balls to destroy Earth, and of course everything is back to normal. Yep. And then we see this really cool thing at the end of the saga. Like the last episode ends with a close up on a Dragon Ball. Yes. The reason why that's there is set for the final arc of the series, the Shadow Dragon Saga, which had a great premise, but from what I heard from a lot of people, it has a very disappointing conclusion. Overall, the Baby Saga is fantastic. I do recommend it for this series, and this is the only saga I've heard people actually like from the series, because people are not really big fans of the last. I mean, Super Android 17, which is the next saga I'm going to do next. I'm going to hopefully do that. Take is only just. Well, I've only got about 6 episodes left, so it shouldn't take me too long to finish this arc up, and probably start up the Shadow Dragon Saga. Yep, and yeah, this arc basically a lot of excitement. It was exciting to watch. Loved it. I can't wait to talk about the Super Android 17 saga. Now, when I originally watched this, I loved the Super Android 17 saga. It was all the fan service. I got a lot of excitement with it. Hey, I didn't like the ending of it, but I love the saga itself. I will discuss it when I discuss it in part 3 for the series. And the way it looks right now, it looks like I'm just going to... it looks like I might be able to, well, finish the series before I start raising the show to hero. That's what it looks like right now, okay? So, that's it for this particular review. Stay tuned soon for my review for the Super Android 17 saga, because it's very good. Mostly anyways. I'll discuss it when I get to it, okay? See you next video. Bye.